Okay, so it's taken me quite a while to record this clip, and I'd wanted to, for a long time, let everybody know about how my trip to Antarctica went, and it didn't go to plan, and that's partly why it's taken me a long time to record this clip. I went out to Antarctica just before Christmas, 2011, and was in pretty good shape, and I was very well supported by everybody, and spent about 2 weeks getting ready for the race to the South Pole, and got on very well with the other guys in the teams, on my team, but also with the other teams. Fantastic group of people, very much coming together and supporting each other, which was great. And I was all set to go, really. We did about over 100 kilometres in preparation before the race. So I was used to the skis, was used to the puck, and it all looked very good indeed. There was one chap on the race who had a chest infection, a guy from South Africa, and unfortunately though he managed to give that to me. I'm not quite sure how, but I managed to get his chest infection, and it didn't really show itself until the first day of the race. And the first day of the race, it was -30, and it was we were on the plateau, so it was at altitude as well. And the combination of skiing for 13 hours, the altitude, the temperature of -30, and just working really hard meant that kind of chest infection really kind of dug deep. And over the course of the next 3 days, so 4 days in total, I managed to change that chest infection from something that was fairly innocuous through to being something that was quite life-threatening, and I managed to give myself pneumonia. I hadn't realised I had pneumonia, and I was actually very fortunate that the race doctor was driving past our tent at a point where I collapsed in the tent after 4 long days, and he got me breathing properly again, and he pulled me out of the race. And at that time I didn't know I had pneumonia, and I was asking not to be withdrawn from the race, but he said that I was very lucky to be alive, and that if he hadn't been going past, I wouldn't have been alive. I got medevaced out of the race, 6-hour flight back to the Russian air base in Antarctica, where I spent a week in a medical centre, which was little more than a porter cabin, and the doctors there were fantastic, absolutely brilliant, looked after me very well indeed. I had some chest x-rays, and that's when I found out that I had pneumonia in both of my lungs. I asked them again if I could have carried on racing, and they said, "Don't be stupid." Well, they didn't say that, but that's what I translated it to, and that they agreed with the race doctor that I would have died doing it. So in some ways that was good to have that confirmed. And I spent a week recovering there at that base, and then was flown to Cape Town. I spent a couple of days there, some more medical tests, then flew home. And I spent a few weeks feeling pretty tired and recovering. So all in all, it was a disappointing trip. I felt very unlucky to have got a chest infection, and for it to manifest itself in such a kind of harsh way. But at the same time, I feel very fortunate that I came home. I spent a lot of time in the 4 days that I was racing thinking, I mustn't let people down, I mustn't let people down. And then I realised afterwards that I nearly let people down in the worst way possible by not coming home. So I know I was very fortunate to come home. I do still have my beard, or at least a kind of shorter version of my beard. And I think this is possibly me still hanging on to the desire to go back to Antarctica. I would love to return and to finish what I started, whether it's as part of a race or as just a kind of a trek across Antarctica without it being in a race situation. I would definitely like to return. It does feel like unfinished business, and whilst I'm physically recovered, I'm still a little bit mentally bruised, and I think it would be be a positive experience for me to go back. Although I have promised my wife that I will not do it this year, and I may have to wait until kind of Christmas or winter 2013 to attempt that. But I wanted to thank everybody for all the support that they gave, both in the run-up to and during and subsequently to this endeavour, especially the people that sponsored me and gave money to MenCap. I very much appreciate that. We did manage to raise over £10,000, which was lovely. And I hope to, as I say, be doing something similar in the future. But in the meantime, it's 2012, it's Olympic and Paralympic year, and I will be getting very involved with that in various ways. And I hope to meet up with some of you in the not too distant future. So thank you again, and speak to you all soon.